Good afternoon, it's Sunday the 26th of April 2026. I'm here at the Heritage Centre in Cumnock for their they've got a little steam day here. And it's been a nightmare to get here. I left it, well, got the 9:11 train from Bells Hill this morning. Now, there are no there's no train station at Cumnock at all, so the closest station is Auchinleck. However, there's no trains to Auchinleck on a Sunday morning at all. None. The first train from Glasgow to Auchinleck arrives at 4 in the afternoon, which is completely useless. So I was like, okay, I'll go to Cumnock, get a bus from Cumnock. Got the train to Cumnock, gets in at 10:48 in ample time for the 11:10 bus. 76 bus from Cumnock. However, the 76 bus just didn't show up. It should have been at Stans 10. There's a Stewarton bus goes from Stans 10 within a couple of minutes of it, and the Stewarton bus came and went. The Cumnock bus didn't show up at all. It may have been sent to a different stance, but there was no announcement or anything to say that it was leaving from a different stance. It just didn't show up at all, so I had to wait until 12:10. Interestingly, there should have again been another Stewarton bus in the same stance. The Cumnock bus turned up, the Stewarton bus was somewhere else. So yeah, I think what's happening there is because the Stewarton buses and the Cumnock buses are so close together, they're sending one of them to a different stance and not saying anything or making an announcement. So there's people getting on the Cumnock bus saying, is this the bus for Stewarton? No, it's not. So where's the Stewarton bus then? Stagecoach, sort it out. This is poor customer service from Stagecoach, absolutely dreadful. Anyway, eventually it took me 50 minutes to get to Cumnock on the bus, another 20 minutes near enough to walk to the Heritage Centre. So yeah, Cumnock needs a railway station. I've done a video on that before, I'll link it up there somewhere. Cumnock needs a railway station, but it also needs a Sunday service. If you're going to have a station here, it needs to have a Sunday service that gets you here for before 4 in the afternoon. Anyway, let's have a look around. I filmed a bit of some video of the steam engines that are running already, so you can let's play that. Good action there. Well, Brian, you'll recognise this one from the Summerlee steam fair. Not a steam engine, but quite interesting. This is a diesel Evelyn Garford roller in unrestored condition. Everyone knows the model of this. Say in the comments. This is a Burlier army truck. I'm guessing French army. That is massive. And not in steam today is this Evelyn roller. Ross and Cromerick County Council 10919. Nice engine. It's got a lovely living van at the back there. Back of the living van on that Evelyn and Porter. This is fully furnished inside. So it's got a bed fitted across the way. Interestingly, so it's quite comfortable. Little stove in the corner there with a copper kettle. Very nice. Got the washing hanging up. Lovely. Could be quite cosy. So that's quite an interesting vehicle. It's an electric van, and it was used at Hunterston Power Station as a radiation monitoring vehicle in the case of if the worst ever happened, if there was a radiation leak. Hunterston's never had such a leak, so obviously never had to use it, but that would have been an emergency monitoring vehicle if it ever went, if there was ever a leak. Got the model railway running here. Usual layout that always comes to the Summer Leigh Steam Fair. We've got a Mammoth running a saw bench. That's cool. I think he's running on compressed air rather than on fire, but this model's got actually an actual steering wheel with steering fitted, because my one, I think mine's the same as this one here. So this one's set up as a crane engine, but the steering is the handle in the top there, and this one's hauling logs. So this is quite an unusual one here that's actually got a functioning steering wheel. Meanwhile, inside the museum, we've got quite a lot of emergency vehicles here. We've got a lot of police and fire vehicles. So you've got there, that's an old Vauxhall, the old Panda livery. This is an even older Wolseley. I don't know if that was I don't think that was a police car. That's a very nice red and black sort of paint scheme there, but that's obviously, there's a couple of well-to-do ladies in the back that are going for a picnic. But Wolseleys were known as being used by the police. This one definitely not a police one. Slightly earlier police transport. This is a police horse, but we've got the police Strathclyde Police Mountain Branch full dress uniform there. There's more uniforms in here. So I've got a big collection of uniforms, helmets and ephemera.
Right. These ones over here I was talking about.
There's a collection of models there.
The modern handcuff.
Oh, right, the modern ones.
Yeah, and they're meant to work single-handed. So you hold them like that.
But also, there's a collection of, this interests me, customs and excise uniforms. Rank slides there. Some more emergency vehicles. We've got a Range Rover. Fire engine there. Usually used by the Royal Air Force back in the day. Police Morris, I think that's a Morris Oxford. And Auxiliary Fire Service Morris Minor. You can see here the size difference between the Morris Minor on the right and the, I think that's an Oxford on the left there. Cool feature on this old MG, of course, MG known for having an octagonal badge. If you look inside, the instruments are also octagonal to match the badge. That's pretty cool. More fire engines here. We've got a Land Rover from Barra Airport. Bedford, another Land Rover. A couple of guys in paramedic. This guy's obviously a paramedic, London Ambulance Service, and a firefighter in chemical gear. This here's a little Bedford Rascal. Or if it's actually a fire service vehicle, it's just red. Moving on, another Land Rover. Michelin tyres, could be from Dundee perhaps, and quite rare, but local to Cumnock. This is a stone field. These were actually made here, so very important vehicle locally. And I think that was in a Bedford or an AWD in bits there. Classic 1980s Bedford CF. This one's from Wolsey Fire Brigade. So it's fully kitted out, so you got all your pumps and a water tank inside. The evolution of fire suits through the years, starting off with this is what they would have worn prior to the 1980s: waterproof trousers and a wool peacoat. During the King's Cross fire, these rubber trousers were found to be kind of melty and not very flame retardant, so then we moved on to this. All blue, all flame retardant, safer, and then we come to the 21st century. This is what the firefighters are wearing nowadays. It does almost the same thing, but it's beige. Beige flame retardant, lots of high vis bits so you don't get lost. So that brings us up to date. It would be nice to have some curation on this and maybe arrange the suits in date order to explain them a bit better. The evolution of firefighting helmets, starting off with the old-fashioned brass Merryweather helmet, which looks beautiful and will protect your head, but in electrical fires these are not quite so good, so we're then moving on to leather helmets, and then the modern 1970s, 1980s fiberglass ones. And then we've got the, I don't think we have one of the newer helmets in here, but it would be handy to have one of the sort of motorbike style helmets that they wear nowadays. It's not here. There's this photo. Obviously you've got the classic shaped helmets in the corner, and then this one in the middle. That's what they wear nowadays. This is relevant to my interest. We've got a few old ship models here. This is cool. It's a complete engine room with a boiler and a diagonal steam engine out of a paddle steamer. We've got an illuminated model of the Waverley here. I missed. I didn't get to Ships Ahoy at Summerlee yesterday because I was down in Dumfries for a conflicting event, but that's a wonderful. You can see it all inside the saloon, all the people in there, all the tables and everything. That's pretty cool. There's a milk delivery tricycle. There's a load of tractors in here, sort of classic tractors. Ooh. Scale Electric. Quite a modern Scale Electric set there with the new minis. Lots of copper kettles and brassware in there. I don't know if there's the stairs that go up. I don't know if there's anything up there. Huge collections of just sort of common household items from days gone. That's a nice Land Rover. Land Rover 90. Again with a picnic set and some binoculars, so maybe for bird watching or who knows. Weirdly, a Vauxhall. We've got a Vauxhall air freshener inside a Land Rover. That's might be considered heresy in some parts. that's all from the Heritage Centre Cumnock. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.